I want to talk about something that literally had me messed up for years, guys. I was eating so freaking healthy, but I was still gaining weight. Like that scale was not budging. And when I say not budging for years, even though I'm eating healthy, I'm working out like a freaking crazy person, nothing was working. And honestly, for a long time, I just thought I was broken. I'm like, my body is failing me. I'm somehow manifesting this negative weight in my life and I can't figure it out. But let's take a quick little walk and yap with me today because this is something that I wish I knew much sooner. Hey guys, welcome to another walk and yap with me. Today we're talking about a problem that I'm starting to see far too often, and that is, why do I feel like I'm doing everything right and the scale is not moving? I feel like there is so much conflicting information online to where it can make this whole process of just losing weight way more confusing and complicated than it needs to be. And I'm not saying this from like a place of superiority or anything, but like it's so freaking confusing out there, and I've been there for years. However, during the holiday, I did gain 5 pounds, so I'm a little bit fluffy. So that's why we're making sure we get our 10K steps today, because we had to go to the office today, didn't get as many steps as I needed to. So we're ending the night to making sure we still hit our movement goal. But let's just talk about why it can be so freaking confusing. And just specifically for myself, I felt like first thing I kind of took off the table that was pretty easy for me was I stopped eating out so much, because especially once I moved to Texas, I didn't have anybody to go to these places with, to try these new places with. So I was very reluctant to do that kind of stuff on my own because I'm an introvert. I'm just not about to do that. Unless it was something like that I could try easily. I really wasn't big on trying anything new. So that was easy for me. Once I moved to Texas, I'm like, okay, we can cut the eating out part out. Like, that wasn't too hard. But the scale still wasn't moving. And in return, you think, okay, I'm not eating out as much, which means in return, I'm probably cooking more. I'm cooking healthier food. It's only me in the house. So it's like I don't have to make sure I'm cooking like food that other people will like. I could cook just healthy food. And just specifically for myself, I was cooking healthy food. My go-to was a big old bowl of vegetables, a protein, and a carb. Big volume eating. But I still wasn't losing weight. Healthy, right? Chicken, zucchini, squash, broccoli, peppers, onions, steak. Healthy, right? You would think you would just lose the weight. I was doing juicing. I bought a juicer. I would even go grab a juice from Whole Foods. You would think I would lose weight. You would think I would lose weight. But I didn't. Eating these power bowls, like protein bowls, full of like high protein stuff, still wasn't losing weight. And the crazy thing is, I felt so confident in myself because of how healthy I looked like I was eating. If you look back on just some of my content, like if I have any meals, I was doing a pan sheet meals. Like that was my go-to. Spaghetti squash. Like I was making sure my food was colorful. It was rich in fiber, and I was being healthy. And in return, it's like you start off with all this confidence, like, yes, I'm getting healthy. Look how cute and healthy my plate is. But you get to a point to where the scale's still not moving, and you're like, oh, okay, what the actual heck is really going on here? And this is honestly the place to where people actually start to blame themselves. They blame their bodies. They blame their hormones. And just naturally, a lot of us seem to have a lot more hormonal stuff going on anyway. It's probably environmental. It's probably the foods. Like for me, have half a thyroid. Your thyroid is in charge of your metabolism. So I had already written my body off. Like my body just hate me.
Like, my body just gonna hold on to this weight.
So that's where I was at with it. I was really in a place where I was blaming my body. Like, dang, why is my body failing me? Because I felt like I was working so hard. There's other people who have other issues like insulin resistance or PCOS. Like, your hormones do play a huge factor in your metabolism. But before you blame yourself, I want you guys to listen to this whole video because it is so easy to get caught up in the whole genetics of it all, because it's like, well, I'm working out, I'm eating healthy, it must be something else. Let me go pay for this expensive blood test. But just finish the video, y'all. So I don't know about y'all, but I really fell hard for the fitness influencer traps. Heck, at one point, I wanted to be a fitness influencer. At one point, I was trying to document my gym journey. And just to kind of look back, it's actually pretty sad because I was working so hard, but was huge, guys. Like, I started a brand called like Gym Princess, and like part of me felt confident, like to just keep going and see what happens. But the way that I was going about this weight loss journey, it was never gonna happen. I think the thing is, influencers show us what they want us to see. They show us these big healthy plates and meals. They show us their macros, even though I feel like macros should be something that is kind of private and just between you, because everybody's macros are going to be very different. Everybody has a different height. Everybody has a different activity level. Everybody has different hormones. Everybody's body is not going to react the same to the same program. So in reality, they're online showing you like all of these meals and stuff that they eat. But do you even know if they're really eating all that stuff? Because now it's to the point to where like, I'll make this beautiful plate, but sometimes I don't finish the food. And maybe your favorite influencer isn't finishing their plate. Or maybe your favorite influencer is finishing their plate and they may be getting rid of the food in a different kind of way, if you get what I mean. We also don't see how much they truly move. And I think just seeing like, oh, they're posting their workout split. And a lot of times these fitness influencers, you don't see them doing cardio. Cardio is not something that is glamorized, but cardio is something that is needed for your heart health. And I don't know about y'all, but for me, if I do not do any cardio, I gain 5 pounds with the quickness. Exhibit A. Over the Christmas break, didn't do too much cardio. My favorite cardio machine is the Stairmaster. And I don't think I truly went to the gym the whole month of December, maybe 3 or 4 times. So therefore, I wasn't getting the same level of cardio that my body was used to, but still eating the same. So in return, I gained the 5 pounds. Now, 5 pounds isn't something to kind of like freak out about because your body naturally fluctuates weight. However, I think this is a real deal 5 pounds because sometimes I go up 5 pounds around like my cycle, but I always come back down. I have yet to come back down, but that is because I am not moving my body in the way that works for me. But if you get online, they will tell you, oh, don't do hours of cardio, just lift weights. Don't do any cardio, just lift weights. And the thing about the cardio, it's good for your heart health. It's good for you to burn any excess calories. And that's the big thing that we hear online from fitness influencers. Calorie deficit, calorie deficit, calorie deficit. Calorie deficit can be achieved in different ways. Calorie deficit can be achieved by being very strict with your diet, or calorie deficit can be achieved with a moderate diet and making sure that you're moving your body to burn the excess calories. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm a short girl, and I really don't have much wiggle room with the calories. If I do not eat 1,200 to 1,400, maybe 1,500, if I don't stay in that range, the scale's going up. But your favorite influencer will say, that's not enough food for a toddler. You make your food what it is. You can easily stretch 1,200, 1,400 calories into high impact protein volume meals. You just have to be a lot smarter about how you manage the calories that you are allowed to have. And that's the thing that I don't think people realize. Everybody is allowed to have a different amount of calories. So falling into that influencer trap, watching their what I eat in a day videos, can truly set you back. Whatever they're doing, it may not work for you. It just might not. When you think about it, they say the more muscle you have, the easier your body burns fat. Now, if you're coming into this weight loss journey as a beginner, as someone who's overweight, you don't have as much muscle as these people, you already shouldn't be following the same kind of diet that they're doing. And I don't know about y'all, I'm not an expert, I'm not a trainer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not anything. I'm telling you from my lived experience of someone who lost 70 pounds as an adult and was overweight pretty much my whole life. I'm telling you, I had to do things completely opposite as to what the advice is online. Like, for me, I have to prioritize cardio. I can still lift weights, but I think my body does better with low impact weights, like more Pilates style, bar style, or even if we are going to do lifting weights, just at a slower pace, low impact kind of workout versus anything crazy like HIIT, Orange Theory, always lifting heavy. That lifting would spike my cortisol, something so crazy. I would get hives, I would be bloated, and I would be hungry. That's the thing they don't tell you about the lifting the weights. Every time I think like, oh, let me just start lifting weights, I have a crazy hunger. And you gotta be really, really strict with the plate if you're a short girly like me. I don't have that wiggle room. I think just most importantly, food content, fitness content is optimized for aesthetics, for people to get paid, and not necessarily reality. Because your favorite people are posting because they look good, and a lot of times they get paid to post. They get paid from their brands that they tell you to go out and get. But is that something that's going to work for you at the current state that you're in? So you got to think about it. We can't copy what we see online. We have to figure out what works for us. Let me tell you this piece. When you start to eat healthy, most of the time, you probably start to actually eat more. A lot of times, you are told to, instead of eating your 3 big meals a day, break that down into 5 to 6 small meals a day. This is my personal experience. Healthy food doesn't always trigger fullness in the same way that other foods do. And I've even said this on my channel, that sometimes you have to volume eat, like load up on the fruits, load up on the veggies. But fruits and veggies and rice and beans and chicken and beef and steak, those things still contain calories. And even if you think like, oh, I'm just going to volume eat, I'm going to do a protein, then I'm going to load up on fruits and veggies and have a small carb. You can still overshoot your calories trying to volume eat. And the thing is with the volume eating is it's like, okay, it's less calories, but you can eat more to be full. But if you're not knowing how much you're eating or how much you're supposed to eat, you're still going to gain weight. It doesn't matter if the calories came from a pretzel or if they came from a smoothie. Sometimes smoothies and salads and bowls and stuff, sometimes that stuff be as high as 1,000 calories. If I personally only can have maybe say 1,500 calories on a good day, you got to be mindful of what you eat. It's this place by my house called Chop Shop. Well, it's not about my house. I went there one day after the gym. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. Let me see what they have. It's a healthy place. They sell juices, bowls, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, let me get this breakfast wrap. The breakfast wrap was 893 calories. If you eat that entire breakfast wrap, you only got 500 calories that you can eat for the rest of the day. And you got to be real strategic about that. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to get hungry later. And you're going to overdo it. And that's the thing that I think that I wasn't realizing, how quickly those calories actually add up. And another just piece to hit on here is nuts, very high in calories. Oil, very high in calories. Do you cook with oil? High in calories. Just a tablespoon is like maybe 200 calories or something crazy. So you got to be mindful. Everything counts. Everything counts. Say you go have the 1,000-calorie breakfast sandwich, and then you have a protein bar that's 200 calories. Then you're like, oh, I'm still hungry after this protein bar. Let me go grab a salad. Salad is 400 calories. You're left with 100 calories for the rest of the day. Like, I think once I figured out what my safe range for calories was and ignored what society said about the amount of calories that I ate, game changer. Because I'm sure, y'all, even if I go work out every single day, that doesn't mean that I'm an extreme athlete and I can just afford to eat all this food. I don't even think we really need to eat as much food as we do. And the moment I actually stop overeating, because it's easy to overeat when you're healthy because, oh, it's healthy. It's just a protein bar. It's just a salad. It's just a smoothie. It's just a wrap. But it adds up. And the moment you train yourself just to eat less, I'm telling you, y'all, your stomach shrinks back in. You have to learn to truly listen to the hunger cues. And I think my hunger cues were broken for a good portion of life. I actually remember, like, my dad used to take me and my brother out to eat all the time when we was little. Something that I used to hate. I used to hate when my dad would steal fries off my plate. Like, I would hate when my dad would just eat, like, my food. And it would made me, like, possessive. So I would just finish my food real fast. Or if I wanted to take leftovers, I would wake up to my leftovers being gone. And it was just like I had idolized food way too much. Like, food was everything that I thought about. And honestly, y'all, it's just not that deep. And I know it's easier said now, but you truly only need food for fuel. Food to get you going. Not to taste everything because everything is good. I've had so many good things in life when it comes to food. I think I'm okay without having every good thing now. I used to love to try new food. But now it's like, okay, I'll taste it. So, yeah, that's where we're at with the food. So, I talked to you about just how I became more aware around the food piece, and that changed everything. When I actually started to measure my food out. Got a food scale. Actually getting the correct portions. We used to buy tortilla chips like it was nobody's business. I love a tortilla chip. I could be a nacho. Like, seriously, love Mexican food, hands down. We were some big Mexican foodies. Kept tortilla chips, kept salsa, kept guac. Y'all know how many calories are in a bag of tortilla chips? I don't know it off the top of my head, but I'll put it on the screen after when I edit this video. But it's a lot of calories. A lot. And we would go through that bag in at least maybe 2 days. And it got to be like 8 to 12 servings in there. Each serving about 140 calories. That's a lot of calories, y'all. That stuff adds up so freaking quick. So quick. So I think in the beginning, it is important to learn to be aware. And if you guys want to know more about how I actually figured out my calories, how I figured out how many calories I needed to burn to reach a certain goal, let me know, because I got a little hack for you guys. Just looking back on the girl who couldn't get that scale to move. Like, I literally was editing a video today, and I was just looking. Like, I have so many videos on my phone, like stuff I just never posted, because I was always restarting over, always starting over, always starting that diet on Monday, always buying all this healthy food. But if you overeat the healthy food, you're still going to lose weight. You got to figure out your portions. And I would definitely say an easy way to do this, because I feel like I eat less healthy than I did on the front end. And it's because it's truly about portions. You can eat kind of whatever you want. It's not smart to eat whatever you want, because the food still affects your body, affects your heart, affects your lungs, your liver, kidneys, stuff like that. But you can eat whatever you want as long as you stay within your calorie range. So something that I had to do in the beginning is, if we went out to eat, I wasn't bringing that food home. Or if I brought it home, or if I took it with me, I threw it away. Because I had no self-control, because I was so addicted to food. I had to just throw it away. If I wanted like a sweet treat, I wouldn't buy it and bring it to my house. I would go to the establishment and have the sweet treat. If I wanted a scoop of ice cream, go get a scoop of ice cream. If I wanted a cookie, go to Tips Treats and get a cookie. Go to Insomnia and get a cookie. I didn't bring that stuff in my house because I didn't have control. So the less I brought it into my house and created structure around the way that I ate it, it made me have a better relationship with food. And even if you look, if we go out to eat now, John and I are quick to split a meal because I'm full, quick. Because I've trained my body to know its limits, to know its hunger cues. So I don't even like to order a whole meal. And it's so many calories. If you go out to eat 9 times out of 10, whatever the meal that you're getting, it's 1,000 calories easy. And if you're only allowed 1,400, 1,500, 1,600, even 1,800, 1,000 calories is half of your calories for the day. So imagine you went through your whole day. You're already eating 1,200 calories throughout your day. Oh, let's go out to dinner, y'all. Your dinner 1,000 calories and you wake up like, I'm up 3 pounds. What happened? You're not necessarily up from that one meal. Could be some water weight. But those tiny calories, every time you go over, they add up. And if you're not moving your body, it's going to keep on stacking up. And then you're going to have a nice little fluffy situation going on. Figure out the portions. Figure out your relationship with food. And I promise you, y'all, it'll be life-changing. We just eat too much food in America. Even to this day. If I want Chick-fil-A, if I'm feeling healthy, I'm going to get a kale crunch salad with grilled nuggets and a buffalo sauce. The buffalo sauce has less calories than all the other sauces. And the kale crunch already has like a little vinaigrette on it. So that's if I'm feeling healthy. But if I truly want some good food, we're not going to say Chick-fil-A is good food. But if I want some fast food, I'll get a kids meal. Get the kids meal, because that's how much you need to be eating. We don't need to be eating that much food. Like, the kids meal will suffice. And in the beginning, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tricky in the beginning. But if you trust yourself to train your body and create structure around your meals, create structure around your relationship with food, and just be real with yourself. You got to be real with yourself. And it is truly science. It is truly the calorie deficit. It is so many ways to get to that calorie deficit. You can either starve yourself or you can burn it off through working out. That could be through cardio. That can be through lifting weights. Cardio will probably burn a little bit more calories for you. And that's why I'm big on like cardio. Because the fact that my expenditure is already so tiny, I don't have the wiggle room, y'all. I told y'all 5 pounds in a month because I wasn't moving my body enough. So on top of me not even like going to the gym, I was also sick. So I didn't even feel like going. Those things play a factor, guys. Having awareness changes everything. It takes the guilt out. It puts the science in. It puts the facts in. It's not your body. You're just eating too much. And it's nothing wrong with that, because it takes years for you to build up these habits of this overeating. And it's going to take some time to reverse those behaviors. But the great thing about our body, I'm telling you, y'all, it adapts. So the more and more you eat less, your body will be less. Your body will be more adaptable to eating less, and it'll feel comfortable eating less. It'll feel safe eating less. I think really learning my portions truly gave me freedom in this journey. The fact that I can go to Chick-fil-A, still get fried chicken nuggets, still get fries and a frosted lemonade, and don't feel guilty about it, because it's not the Chick-fil-A that ruins the diet. It's everything that comes before the Chick-fil-A and everything that comes after the Chick-fil-A. So that is how you have to learn to create that balance and that moderation. And it starts with building awareness around your calories, around your portions, so you can just not have so much stress about eating. Like I was stressed out. That piece really truly made my weight loss journey calm down. It became less chaotic because I was to the point to where I'm just like, I became obsessive about what I was eating. So I became obsessive with having to move my body. I'm like, all right, I ate too much food today. Gotta get on the Stairmaster for 2 hours. That's not healthy. It's not a healthy way to live. It's not a healthy mental state to be in. And I know I'm not the only person who has these feelings or who had these feelings. Learning the awareness and the portions helps me having to restart that diet every Monday. It literally just helped me get to a place to where it's like you figure out what your regular scheduled program is. You go out, you have your fun, and you get back to your regular scheduled program. You get back to your water. You get back to your regular portions. You get back to your working out. And stop acting like it's the end of the world because you had Chick-fil-A. Okay, you had Chick-fil-A. Make sure you tighten up what you eat in the evening. If you had Chick-fil-A for breakfast, if you had Chick-fil-A for dinner, make sure you tighten up how you start your day. It's all math. It's all science. But everything that comes before and after matters. I had to get to a place where I stopped eating like someone who was trying to lose weight, but started eating like a woman who trusted herself to make the best decisions for her body. And just to kind of look back now, I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust the decisions that I was making because it wasn't working what I was doing. So now I'm in a space to where, like I said, got a little fluffy in December, but guess what? We're getting back to our regular scheduled program. We got some chicken in the oven right now. with some like caramelized carrots and some potatoes. If you're the woman who feels discouraged, if you're the woman who's scared to eat less, if you're the woman who is just tired of trying, nothing is wrong with you. You're not broken. You just simply weren't taught this part. And I don't think a lot of us were. I feel like most people kind of come up in situations to where their people start off skinny and then they get big. But with me being bigger, I had to really learn. I had to truly learn. I never could depend on a thing called metabolism because obviously mine was a little slow back in the day, but it might have not even been slow. I might have just been still eating too much as a kid, which we know from the story I told y'all. But anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this walk and yap with me today. Remember, you got this. You can do this. And I am here if you guys ever need any help, any support. Listen, I know this journey can be tough, but I know that you can do it. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.